Welcome to Future Proof. I'm Kevin Rose.
And I'm Justin Mazel.
A lot to discuss today. A lot of exciting announcements. In less than 6 months, Moonbirds has launched. Oddities launched. We hosted some epic events out at NFT NYC. Also, we added 100 Proof as a new podcast. And then our weekly Parliament sessions and our town hall Q&As have been great. We have a full-time Proof analyst, and we've also launched 2 Proof deep dive reports, and we've hired a director of research. We have a new Proof collective book club called Proofread. And last but not least, we just wrapped up Grails 2, which had some fantastic artists participating.
Really excited to announce our international Proof European tour. We're actually doing a San Francisco Proof collective event in September, and hopefully we're going to see many of you tonight in Venice Beach. We are also deep into planning Proof of Conference. We are currently aiming for mid-2023 at the moment.
That's right. So today is all about sharing our vision to dominate 3 categories. First, we want to continue to reimagine and expand what it means to be the best possible place for artist collaborations, insights, editorial, and unique drops for our 1,000 member Proof collective. Second, obviously, Moonbirds and Oddities. Today, we'll be covering the CC0 plan, a new nesting reward, and some pretty exciting deflationary mechanics as applied to Oddities. And lastly, the project we've codenamed Highrise. It's our hub that connects all that we do. I'm excited to bring on Sam, aka NFT Statistics, who is our new director of research.
There are 3 main goals that really guide what we want to do. First is to provide the Proof community with insightful, data-driven, actionable analytics about NFTs. Second is to build the dialogue around NFTs within the collective. And the third is to establish Proof to the entire NFT ecosystem as a go-to place for institutional level research on the NFT space. First thing that we're going to do is continue to bring the product that we've been bringing, which is the deep dives from Dalton. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, we're going to have a daily piece that we put out starting next week. It's going to go out every weekday, and that's going to tell you what happened over the past 24 hours. And then the third piece is somewhere in between, more on a weekly cadence. Whatever themes that we think we really want to do a little digging on, put it out there, get that content going without kind of the length that a deep dive needs.
I want to bring on our senior product manager responsible for Grails and for artist relationships, Eli.
Now, when I think about our role in the space, it's really, to be a steward for creative expression. So all these things I'm about to describe are an expression of this deep focus we have on building products for artists and also connecting those artists directly with the Proof community. So the first one, Grails. And we've made a commitment to deliver this 3 times a year. Next up, collaborations. We really want to lean into finding ways to unlock creativity for the artists that we work with, to lean in and make our smart contract expertise available to those artists who we collaborate with. We'll be releasing the first name of that collaborator very soon. Next up, we're excited today to announce a new product called Curated. This will invite top artists and curators to curate a limited release of their favorite emerging artists in partnership with Proof. Today, I'm excited to announce that first season of Curated will be done in partnership with a Grails artist. The last product I want to announce today is called Genesis. And this is where we'll bring established traditional artists and creators into NFTs for the very first time.
Let's get into it, Justin. Let's talk Moonbirds.
Proof's official PFP to date, just by the numbers, over 200,000 ETH in volume traded, which puts us ranked at number 8 in total all-time volume on OpenSea in just a few months. About 95% of our current holders are nested right now, showing that we have a ton of holders that are committed for the long term of this project. I'd like to welcome Director of Product, Harry.
I have got 2 updates for you all today. So the first one of these is we've talked about putting the birds on chain. So what I'm here to tell you today is that they're not just going to be on chain, they're going to be put in chain. The bird images that you're going to see in OpenSea, that you're going to see in your wallets, in your galleries, they're going to be constructed from the contract itself, from art layers, which are going to be stored on the blockchain. And the second thing that this is going to unlock, and this is a cue for the Proof Collective holders, you are finally going to be able to activate a special background for your birds. When the bird is sold or transferred, the background's going to change back to the original. So it's not going to impact anything long-term. It's not going to impact rarity or anything like that. It's just going to be a fun little flex that I know a few of you have been looking forward to for quite some time.
All right, Justin, let's talk about the future of Moonbirds.
All of these grassroots movements have been incredible. We've seen teams launch like wild new projects with functionality and tools to help everybody.
Internally here at Proof, we have to build out a business development team to focus on Moonbirds. This team will be tasked with creating partnerships with other large brands to create these cultural moments that further the Moonbird reach and exposure. And then second, a DAO that empowers all of you, the thousands of holders, to build creative Moonbird projects alongside us. And then to go along with that, dedicated Proof team members to help shepherd the DAO projects towards completion. And lastly, we are planning for a slow, thoughtful expansion of the Moonbirds brand.
The DAO will empower you to endorse incoming projects with trademark rights, meaning that they get to decide which projects can use that Moonbirds name. Now, secondly, the DAO is going to control a soon-to-be-formed treasury. This treasury is going to allow the DAO to deploy capital towards those Moonbirds-related projects or investments that further the Moonbirds mission. And that treasury is going to be bootstrapped with funding from Proof, and it's going to receive ongoing support through the Moonbirds' secondary royalties. The DAO is not Proof as product builders handing over all of our responsibility for creating cool new things for the community. Today, we are so stinking excited to announce the first official expansion to that Moonbirds collection that you know and love, Moonbirds Mythics. This is the oddities' subterranean home. These little tunnels which they burrow in search of food, treasure, or really anything odd. They've been persuaded by the Moonbirds and maybe some other forces to search for some lost eggs. 20,000 eggs to be exact. We are excited to officially announce that all 20,000 of those eggs have been discovered. As we all know, eggs need to be hatched. One of the ways that you can hatch a mythic egg is through the collective warmth of the Moonbird nest. There's going to be a countdown. At exactly the same time, 25 new mythics will hatch. Now, we don't know which eggs will hatch at any time, or specifically which Moonbird is going to be the one to be able to hatch them from the egg that they possessed. All we know is that the only thing you need to do is nest. So what that means is that each day, recipients of these mythics will be randomly selected from the nested Moonbirds. And the hatching is going to continue until all 20,000 eggs have hatched. What about the oddities? Oddities don't nest. They've found another way to be able to hatch a Moonbird mythic. Deep in the depths of the burrows, you'll find a fire. We'll call it Moonfire, if you will. Now, this Moonfire only burns in one place in their world. That one special place is the hearth of the odd god. Now, when an egg enters that mystical, magical hearth, the egg is able to hatch a mythic. However, they need to be carried in there by an oddity. Sadly, this is not something that an oddity can survive. It's going to be burned in the process. It's giving your life to the greater good in a way as an oddity. Of course, it's a choice. As an oddity, you can decide, I'd love to carry an egg into the hearth of the odd god, thereby obliterating myself. Or you can choose, I want to remain an oddity. Here's the deal, though. That hearth isn't very big. And you can actually only fit specifically 25 eggs and oddities at the same time into that hearth where the Moonfire is burning. But that's a total of only 25 oddities that can be burned each day. Now, because nested Moonbirds are selected at random, and we don't know how many oddities are going to be burned, we actually can't perfectly predict how many mythics each nested Moonbird is going to receive. The chance of hatching a special or a rare mythic Moonbird is equal for everyone. There's no inherited traits in this situation. Because they're all generated in advance, we'll know exactly which ones are going to be a part of this Mythics collection. We'll be able to let you know the rarity banding of your specific hatched mythic as it mints, so that you don't have to wait for the full collection to hatch to understand how it all fits together.
Let's show some stuff. We've got to show some stuff, man. You're teasing too hard.
What you're going to see today is very much the sketches I'm pleased to show you, but remember the context, remember the caveats as we go to show you these things, and know that things can change. What is the swirling magic around this specific one?
That's a Chromie Squiggle.
It might be. Who can truly know?
The sleeping hoodie with the little lamb on top, that is amazing. How about this chalice with the little drunk eyes? Is that drunk? Or I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I mean, it could also just be like they're really mellowed out on grails.
The skull with the sword in the top of the head. I mean, this is a complete, like, badass one right here.
That's right.
How about the one with the little oddity shirt? Can we show that one?
Absolutely.
That one, that's a cool little oddity shirt. There's the oddity in the backpack there. Yes, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, we had to reference our hero's outfit from the original Moonbirds collection.
We have taken the liberty to go and colorize a few different directions. Here's the clouds. Wow.
Yep.
That is stunning. Let's take a look at the next one here with the little goggles on with the little, it's almost like an Egyptian type symbol at the very top.
Kind of like a mummy looking one.
Yeah.
For sure.
What is this?
There were masks in the original Moonbird collection that were originally a part of them, but as we were building it, it didn't feel like it fit all the things that were going on. And so masks have been one of those things that I've really wanted to bring back for a collection.
You know, you can expect this to launch, I would say, early next year. Once the collection launches, if you have an oddity, you can burn it 1-for-1 for a mythic. And nesting your Moonbirds will make you eligible for the daily mythic hatching of the 25. Odds are that over time, you'll receive at least one mythic, and some people will receive 2 or more. And then lastly, oddities and Moonbirds, regardless of what they have today in terms of rarity, all have an equal shot at the new rare mythics. Now let's talk about the products we're building to empower collectors and token-gated communities. This is obviously a project we've called codename Highrise. Harry, I'd love to invite you back on stage to give us an early preview.
I am going to start first by just reiterating what Project Highrise actually is. It's a platform that digital collectors can call home. So it's going to be that unified, token-gated place for all things that are proof, all things that are Web3. So it's kind of the city center, if you will, of our digital world. So let's jump into the heart of things and to a collector-curated gallery. Now, this is a mock-up that we've put together from the collection of a certain Kevin Rose. Now, if we look at this gallery itself, something that's really important to us is that we don't just want to be a place where you can show off your beautiful art. We want to be able to help you tell a story and to really curate what you're displaying. So in this example, Kevin has been a man of few written words, although he's recorded some audio commentary. And if you've really enjoyed a gallery, if you've appreciated it, you can show that appreciation by signing the guest book. Now, if you're ready to move on, we're going to have a whole bunch of discovery mechanisms here to aid exploration. I'm going to click into one of these art pieces, and I'm going to go for a piece that a pretend artist, which we're going to call Convergence, has kindly given us permission to use in the mock-up. The idea here is we want it to be the best place that you could go to learn about a piece of art. So here we've got some commentary from the artist and from the curator. Here you can see Kevin's recorded another audio clip. Now we've got a couple of bits of key information on the right, metadata tags. Now underneath it starts to get more interesting again. So here, it looks like the collection was featured in Sotheby's. It's been talked about in 100 Proof, and it's also been featured in a deep dive report. But this isn't just going to be sort of a home to show off the things that Proof have done. The plan here is going to be to highlight great content from all over. We've got some collection insights, some stats, some of the usual things you'd expect, and some information on the holders as well. What about the artist? So the intent here is for us to create the ultimate artist profiles, and that's from the perspective of the artists themselves. What we've got here is an idea for an announcements feed. And of course, while this, the intent here is to build something really for the artists, this is also going to be hugely valuable to the collectors. And the goal is that we want to make sure that you don't miss out on any important updates or drops from your favorite artists. If we can get all the best artists using our platform, the collectors will follow. And then that's when we're going to get something that's really special.
So we want to talk about Proof as a business. To date, True Ventures has backed us. Alexis Ohanian's fund with 776. Today, we are beyond thrilled to announce that we've closed a new $50 million round of financing led by Andreessen Horowitz, also known as A16Z. This is just a great vote of confidence from some of the most respected investors in all of Web3. We didn't add any additional board seats here. No one else controls our company. We're still in complete control of our destiny, and it's just more fuel for the fire. I think we've got one last little announcement for the day. Today, we can confirm we are working towards a Proof token. Here's what we can say, and that is we are well aware the world doesn't need another token for speculation. So when we do something, it should be uniquely our own with real utility and something that we believe pushes what's possible in just new and exciting directions. Expect a much larger unveiling Q1 of 2023.
It's incredible to be a part of this community. It's amazing to get to build at this time in history. I love where we're operating within, when it even comes to the bigger conversation around art.
It's time to really double down on the people that we're serving today and the people that we're working with today, empowering the creative community that's going to be made possible with the DAO and everything else that we're doing. And then, of course, building with art and artists at our core and keeping them always in mind with everything that we build, and creating all this amazing tooling that we'll first use for our own internal purposes for everything that we do at Proof, but then eventually expanding it out for all of Web3 and doing this for many, many more years to come.